Hi, my name is Ruoting Li, and I'm now taking the CSE2 class. Today, I want to explain question 3 in Fall 2013 Exam 2 paper. We can read the questions together. Write the std generated by the following code. Assuming it is wrapped in a class definition, write CE to indicate a compiler error and RE to indicate a runtime error. If the code runs forever, write infinity. Firstly, this question is divided into two parts, Part A and Part B. Generally looking at this question, we can see that both Part A and Part B have some problems related with the knowledge of the use of the method and the loop. So, from like in Part A, there's main method here, and there's other two methods called A and B, and in Part B, there is either a main method and two other methods called X and Y. And also, both of the A and B part test the knowledge of the for loop. So, before we actually do this question, we can firstly record the knowledge of the method and the loop. Firstly, the main method and other methods. We must distinguish the differences between the main method and other methods. And also, we need to know the passbar value into the method, and I will explain this specifically when we do the questions. And also, the type of the method. There are two kind of methods. The first one is the void type method, and in this type of the method, we don't need to return something at the end of the method. And the other type of the method is a method that has a specific type. Like in this question, the method is in integer type. So the method must return a number that is in the same type as declared. So in this case, it should be an integer number when returned from the method to another method when apply for it. And the second knowledge is about the loop. There are three kinds of the loop. And firstly is while loop and the do while loop and for loop. The while loop is issued when the condition is satisfied and then do the statement. And the do while loop is that do the statement firstly, then test the condition set to decide whether to operate the statements or not. And the for loop is just the same as the while loop, like it tests the conditions first and before doing the statement. After introducing the knowledge of the method and loop, we should go back to do the question. I have already typed the whole program in the Cloud9. So this is the part A, and I store in the test.java. And for this type of question, we should firstly look at the main method. So this part is the main method, and in this part, we firstly initialize the I to be 1, and then it undergoes a for loop for I equals to 0, and 0 is less than 4. So there must be something print in the screen, and that is the value of AI. Since we see A here, so we must relate it with the method A, and then we pass the value I, which is 0, to the method A, and now the x in method A is 0. And then we see in the statement of the method A, which it concludes the bx, which here it applies the method B in method A. So it passes the value of x which is the same as I, 0, to the method B. So the y in the method B is 0. And then we undergo the statement in B method, y equals to 0 plus 3, which is 3. And then we return the y to the bx in method A. And then we do the calculation, x equals to 0 minus 2 times 6, 2 times 3, which is minus 6, and we return the minus 6 to the main method. So our first print line is the minus 6. And then we do the for loop for we plus 1 to I. So now I is equals to 1. So 1 is less than 4. And then we do the same things again. We pass the value of I to A and then X to B. And now Y is equal to 1. And Y equals to 1 plus 3, which is 4. And we return 4 to the method A. And 1 minus 2 times 4, which is 7, minus 7, and we return minus 7 to the main method. So our second print line is minus 7. And then we do the loop again, which is 2. And we pass the same thing to method A and B. And 2 plus 3 is 5. And we return 5 to method A. And 2 minus 2 times 5, which is minus 8. And we return this to main method, and which is then minus 8. And then we do this loop again, and 3 plus 3, which is 6, and 3 minus 2 times 6, which is minus 9. So our fourth value is minus 9. But notice here, as we increment of 3, which is 4, and 4 is not less than 4, which is equals to 4. So we end the loop here. And this is the final answer we get from this program. We can test this by run the program. We firstly open the folder test, and then we run the program. We can see that the answer is the same as what we thought. After doing the part A, we should move to the part B. I stored the part B in the test1.java, and in this one, in part B, we should look at the main method either. Firstly, it initializes I to be 3, and when I more than and then it undergoes a loop. When I is more than 0, it will print out the value of I, which is 3. And then I equals to yi. And in this case, we pass the value of I, which is 3, into the method y. And then we see there's the method x applied into the method y. So we pass the value of I, which is 3, into the method of x either. So we undergo this statement in method A. Method x, the integer j equals to 3 minus 10, which is minus 7. And then we return the minus 7 into the method y, and then we return minus 7 plus 10, which is 3, back to the main method. So I now is equals to 3. And then we print 3 again. And then we do the same things. Since at this time we saw that we also pass the value 3 into both x and y. So we will always get the value 3 in the screen. So it is an infinite loop. So this answer for this part B, we should write infinite for the answer. And we can test this by and run this program again. We open new terminal, split it into 2 columns, and we list all the folder and open the folder test, and then compile the program test1.java, and then we run the program. We can see that it is always print out 3, and this is an infinite answer. The suggestions that I would like to give to other students to do this type of question is that we should find the correct values to pass into the method, such in this case from 0 to 3. And we should also notice that the importance of the loop, and such like since the loop will be run as I is less than 4. So in this case, if I is equal to 4 or more than 4, the loop will break. So there will be only 4 values print. not 5 or more. Also, in this time, I want to change a little bit to these questions, like if I change this to the double x. So in this case, since the program will cause a compiler error, since the I value is integer value. So if we pass I into the method A, um, there must be a double value to pass into the method A. So in this case, the double and the integer, the type is not the same. So this will cause a compiler error if the questions appears like this. We can test this also by run the program. We should first save it and then run the program. Now we can see that there will cause a compiler error in this case. Well, that's all I want to say about these questions. And this is Routine Lee, and this is CSE2.